All right, so first game of the year, you guys travel all the way to Texas. Not the result you wanted, but what did you take from that first game?
Basically, from the first game, I just took that we have the pieces to be a good team this year. We just gotta put the pieces in the right places, and obviously they just weren't in the right places for the first game.
How long do you think? Past years they had those veterans together, and how long do you think for a team, some new guys and an offense to kind of gel as a team? How much time do you think that takes?
Well, I think personally the bye week, second week is huge because that just gives us an extra week just to kind of build a little bit more chemistry because the defense is pretty young. Offense has a lot of new transfers and just a lot of new players playing in roles that they aren't used to playing, like starting or maybe just in a different position entirely. But I mean, I'd probably say that by the end of this week that we'll have a lot more chemistry than I feel we had the first game.
So you feel like I know you guys can't wait to play against another opponent, but you feel like that week two will give you a little extra, so it's coming at a good time.
Yeah, obviously, because with last week in Texas, it was just a long trip, and then going the way that it went, no one was prepared for that, and I think this week is just kind of a good week to clear everyone's head and get everyone back on the right track.
Do you feel like you guys have an advantage kind of for the next opponent, having a little bit more time to prepare?
Oh yeah, bye week is huge because it gives you an extra week not only to kind of look back on week one and kind of see what we did wrong to correct it for the next week, but it also gives us more time to look at the next opponent, Central Washington, and they're another good team, so it's going to be a long week of studying.
Yeah, what are some of the things you got to work on in practice this week to improve?
It's just going to be basically better team chemistry because like I said earlier, we have the pieces in place to be a good team. We just got to figure out how those pieces fit into our offense or defense or special teams, etc.
After the first game, after obviously a team wins, pretty loud and excited after a loss, especially having to travel all the way back. What was kind of the mood? What was kind of the attitude from the team?
The attitude was it was a little low, obviously, because we got rattled a little bit more than we expected. But I mean, for the most part, everyone kind of just I think mainly just kind of accepted what happened and accepted that now we have something to build off of and something to improve ourselves on through the bye week for Central Washington.
All right. Anything else that you'd like to add?
Nothing that comes to mind.
I have a quick question for you. How does your motivation or communication between teammates or as teammates change after a loss like that going into a bye week?
It kind of depends, I guess, on who you're talking to, but for the most part, it basically stays the same because if it changes, then it kind of changes the attitude that everyone has, and if the attitude changes, then it could either go up or down, and you don't even want to risk it, so you kind of just keep the same motivation and keep the same attitude about basically just being putting everything you can out on the field every play and just trying to be the best you can be.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, thanks.
Thank you.